Om Tava Kathamritam Tapta Jivanam Kavibhiriditam Kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Srimadaatatam Bhuvi Grinanti Bhurida Janaha Bhuvi Grinanti Bhurida Janaha. Sri Ramakrishna is giving advice to the householders. M is asking, how long does the responsibility of children and family remain on a person? How long should a man be obliged to do his duty towards wife and children? Master, as long as they feel pinched for food and clothing. If he doesn't give, they feel pinched. That is, they feel uncomfortable, they feel lacking. But one need not take the responsibility of a son when he is able to support himself. That is, children grown up, settle down in life, standing on their own legs. That is, earning and their family life is settled down. Or if any person wants to renounce, of course that problem doesn't come. Those who want to live in the world and as far as possible the maximum effort should be done by the parents to enter into family life. A few may remain, very few may remain without getting married and without entering into monastic life, being some social workers or some dedicated somewhere to an organization or a temple or an ashrama as volunteers, perhaps working outside. But most of the 99% of the people wish to settle down in life being householders. So till, suppose daughter is there, Ramakrishna is speaking of son, he is able to earn himself, he is able to earn. The thing is, when the son, when he is able to support himself, able to, his education is given, he is of sound health, sound mind and all that, he is able to earn. He may not be liking to earn, still my responsibility is over. And as far as possible, as a parent, we may have to see that they are settled down in life. That is, one part is earning their own means of living, second is getting established in a family life, married life. Now they are totally independent. We need all the responsibilities of a parent finishes with the children getting settled down in life, and even the parents do not have a right to direct the children or grandchildren unless they are asked, unless the children come and ask. After they settle down, they can retire from all things and call on God. If children come and ask, Father, this is my problem, what should I do? He can give suggestion. Otherwise, standing behind, going on breathing over the neck and going on instructing when they are family people, they feel dejected. Why these parents are there here? Even the most, you see, there is a generation gap also. Ideals are changing, ideas are changing. They don't accept what the parents will to say, or then we have to withdraw totally and live in the same house. If you want to live also, if you live your own life calling on God, and when they call for help, if you are there, then it is sufficient. Or if you can retire totally from the family life and go to some ashrama where you are given some accommodation and food and taken care, then it will be wonderful to be free from the family bonds and dedicate your life totally for, because the purpose of human life is to realize God, is to transcend the nature and go beyond. So if it is not fulfilled, having done everything, again to enter the same rut in the next life, we do not even know whether we are going to get a human life at all. The way in which we live in modern times, we do not know. There is no guarantee that we will be getting so early. The very next birth would be human life. We do not know. So when the life is given, the human body is given, everything is in conducive way, things are going on, and know that even the children the parents have got is not their own property on one side, and it is not they who are totally responsible for it. Is nature's gift, it is God's gift. As it, the parents have to take it as the nature's gift and always belonging to God or belonging to nature. I have been given an opportunity, I have been blessed to have given birth to a child or two, and I have responsibilities to make. I can never say they belong to me because they are eternal in natures. And to make the children stand on their own legs and offer them back to the nature, offer them back to the divine, the Lord of the universe. There your work is over, finished. Sri Ramakrishna is very clear about it. But one need not take the responsibility of a son when he is able to support himself. That is totally settled down in life. When the young fledgling learns to pick up its food, he is comparing with the nature. Pick its food, pick its own food. Its mother pecks it if it comes to her for food. The birds have small chicks, fledgling. Fledglings are the small ones. They are just coming to be able to move about or fly about. The moment it is able to fly, it is able to beat its wings, the bird pushes it from the nest. And other birds like hen and all, or duck, which lives on the ground, doesn't fly. They also doesn't. Once they are able, it teaches how to pick up, how to eat. The small ones will be moving around them, mother, and will be picking. Now, once it is able to pick up its own food, it doesn't. He is comparing with the rest of the all species. Every species you can watch, they don't have this sense of possessiveness to hold something as mine. But when the baby is small, nature keeps that motherhood, intense motherhood, that it will not allow any other animal or anything come near or harm that baby with great care. You can see when a bitch lays puppies, It will not allow even a single fly to come near thee with so much care. Any enemy approaching, any other dog or something approaching, it will fight. But once it is able to walk, it totally withdraws. How the nature is making, only in human there is a tendency of holding. Sri Ramakrishna is given all beings. You can watch any being that once its child is able to stand on its own legs, it is unconcerned. It is any enemy is coming and attacking also, it will not interfere. It has given up. Its purpose is over. Mother, just like when a child, human child, is growing up, on the date of birth, the mother's breast start milking. And as the child is gaining its independent ego of walking, moving, eating, the milk starts drying up and no more milk. The nature, it is able to eat its own food. It is not able to eat, the mother's milk will be provided by the nature. How beautiful. The nature wants every individual to become its own, stand in this world. Self-preservation is one of the important. So you have to preserve yourself, protect yourself. So in our lives also, if you are in tune with nature, if you want to realize God, you have to be in tune with nature. If you are in tune with nature, then you will see that your children are nicely educated. They are finally coming up. From the birth, you will start sacrificing for its welfare. And see that physical, intellectual, moral, emotional and spiritual, these 5 types of developments take place in that child. And then finally make it a fine earning member. Have fine health, physical, intellectual, moral, spiritual. All these are such that the child is fit to be in the world, fit to be in family circumstances, fit to be in society. And then its own earnings and all, leave it and totally forget it. Break your relationship. My purpose is over. The Divine Mother, the nature had given me a child. I have returned it back to the nature. I have returned it back to the Lord of the universe, the Divine Mother of the universe. So, and then devote the rest of life totally, because the life is going off. In no time, by the time you can think twice, the life goes off. Ayur nashyati pashyatam pratidinam yati kshayam yavvanam pratyayanti gatana punardivasaha kalo jagad bhakshakaha lakshmi toya taranga bhanga chapala vidyuchalam jivitam. Vidyuchalam jivitam. The life is like a lightning flash. It comes and goes off. We have seen how our parents, we were born, they are no more. Though my mother lived for 102 years, we don't know how, it was like a flash of light even before our eyes. The life went off. When we were small children, they were. By the time we could come to old age, they were still alive, but still the life has gone away. It finishes off. Vidyuchalam jivitam tasman ma param sharanagatam sharanada raksha rakshatuna. Protect me. That how life goes away. Everything is transitory. Lakshmi toya taranga bhanga chapala. The wealth you are going to earn will not remain. It is just from one hand to another hand, it is moving and finishing, passing away. You earn and bring, by the end of the month it is not there in your hand. It is just jumping and running from one hand to another hand. Life is also, like a flash of lightning, it appears and disappears. So you have to be up and doing, be very careful in entering into the family life in such a way that you are not caught like Abhimanyu, not unable to come back. You will be caught there and death overpowers. No, you must be able to, like Arjuna, you must be able to enter the war field also and be able to come out of the war field also. Most of the people know how to enter into the family life, but they suffer and die there. There won't be, in this world, limited by time and space, constantly changing flux, you can never have peace, bliss and freedom. Maximum you may have sense pleasures, if pleasures of sense pleasures. Whole life also you have, it is momentary pleasure. And behind and after, momentary, long periods of suffering and bondage follows. And it will never leave you till you withdraw and dedicate your life, body and mind to God. And you at one point, you have to ultimately give your all to God and be one with Him in every respect. So as long as they feel pinched for clothing and food, but one need not take the responsibility. Swami is able to support himself. When the young fledglings learn to pick its own food, the mother pecks if it comes to her for food. How beautifully Sri Ramakrishna is giving you, see, is giving the example of the whole universe, all beings, except human. And human alone can transcend and go. They are not attached to anything, they do their part and withdraw, but they cannot realize God. They cannot transcend the nature and go beyond. Again they have to come to human life. At the moment human life it comes, God gives the human life, it clings to something which doesn't allow anymore to go beyond. So we have to be extremely careful. Sri Ramakrishna again and again warns. What is going to catch you? See that you are not caught here. You are getting released from all things. M is asking, how long must one do one's duty? Next. He asked, how long should man feel obliged to do his duty towards wife and children? Now he is asking another question. How long must one do one's duty? It is, one is supporting the family, one is his own duties of life. In duties of life, we have two, one secular, one religious. Religious obligations, injunctions we have to follow. And the other is, for my own living, I have to do something. The Sri Ramakrishna, the master, the blossom drops off when the fruit appears. One does not have to do one's duty after the attainment of God, nor does he feel like doing it then. So Sri Ramakrishna is telling, when the flower blossoms, it is for the sake of next generation. It has to maintain the greenery, the vegetation in the world has to remain. That is the plan of nature. So the flower blooms, and then the flower is blooming, all things are maintaining, because the gourd behind is not grown up. Once it starts growing up, the seed formation is started, then the flower drops off. The purpose of flower is over. The duties of life we have both to look after one's own bodily existence and to look after the family and to do our obligations towards the society, towards the nation, towards the humanity. All this remain towards the nature. All this remain till you realize God. The purpose of human life is only I am doing all this in and through all these activities. What am I ultimately seeking in my life? In and through. The only thing the man has to attain is to realize God. Once the God is realized, its purpose is over. The purpose of the body also is over. The purpose of duties are also over. Duties fall off. Because you are in such a state that you are seeing everything divine. And there is no duality. There is one entity, one reality appearing as many. God realization ends with seeing God in everything. The ultimate culmination. Then when you are seeing one in everything, what will you eat? What will you do? What to take care of? What not to take care of? What to protect? What not to protect? Everything one reality. There is duality is there, then everything has to be done. What a state it would be of realization of God. And to realize this, transcend the nature and go beyond. The nature doesn't bind you either with karma or the bodily existence. The bodily existence is also not connected with you. Just like you are maintaining your clothes, you are maintaining the body. If it is going to help others, and nature wants you to do. Otherwise, you are in ocean of bliss. You are not limited by the nature. You have transcended the nature and gone beyond. And just playing here, just like you are in waking state, you are entering a dream. You are fully awake in the dream. And if tiger comes to eat you also, it doesn't matter. You know it is a. Similarly, you are playing a drama. Now you have taken the part of Ravana. Rama is going to come and kill you. It's a drama you are playing. A play is going on. And you don't mind because you know the whole thing. It is unreal. He pretends to throw an arrow and you pretend to have fallen dead. It doesn't. Like that, once you wake up from this dream of this waking state, then you will see. Once you enter into superconscious state, visualize God, see God and come down. You will see everything is God. Divine play is going on and you also play in the divine play. Just like you entered out of your will in the dream and you are awake in dream. You are witness of the dream state. You are entered the dream out of your will and you are playing. That will be the state of realization. Then what work, what duty you have got to do. It's a play, no more duty. Nor does one feel like doing it then, because you are in such a ocean of bliss. What you are what you are seeking, the eternal unbroken bliss, peace, love, absolute you are getting, unbroken. We have points, small dots of pleasures, sense pleasures only now. We have not experienced bliss. We have not experienced happiness. This world is anityam asukham. Krishna specifically tells this word, anityam asukham lokam imam prapsya bhajasvama. Having come to this world, which is transitory, which is just flowing, anitya and asukha, there is no sukha in this world at all. Sukha is a dream only. You have pleasures, sense pleasures only we are experiencing and thinking it is sukha. And it is passing away. Even that is passing away, momentary pleasures. So, what is that ananda, independent of dukkha? Sukha dukkha, beyond sukha dukkha is ananda. Beyond the joys and sufferings of life, beyond the happiness and miseries of life, the bliss. Bliss doesn't have counterpart, and that bliss you are experiencing, unbroken. You are in the ocean of bliss, and you are hankering for a drop of that bliss which you never got in this world, you could not see. Similarly is the peace. You are in the ocean of peace. You are in the ocean of love. And for the sake of a drop of love, you are hankering in this world, here, there, where you are getting only kicks and disappointments. So now you are in the ocean of what do you seek? What do you have to do in that state? You can't do, nor you feel like doing, Sri Ramakrishna says. It is very difficult to explain those states. If a drunkard takes too much liquor, he cannot retain consciousness. If he takes only 2 or 3 glasses, he can go on with his work. If small pleasures of the life, he can do. Even he is in the ocean of bliss, he cannot do. As you advance nearer and nearer to God, He will reduce your activities little by little. Have no fear. As you advance nearer and nearer to God, we are moving towards God. In spiritual life or even otherwise, nature's plan itself is to push the jiva towards the back to the source. It is constantly pushing. And whatever sukha dukkha we get in the life is only to make you turn towards the divine. For you to go back to the source. Sri Ramakrishna here says, as you advance nearer and nearer to God, He will reduce your activities little by little. As you are going towards divine, somebody will come and take your responsibility. Elsewhere Sri Ramakrishna says, somebody will come and God will arrange for you are getting slowly moving towards, in various ways Sri Ramakrishna explains this, how God will be taking, as you go nearer, how He reduces your activities and work, external work, and give you more opportunity to remain absorbed in God, to love God intimately, to constantly have unbroken feeling of God, how to feel the living presence of God with you. All these arrangements God does. And Sri Ramakrishna says, have no fear. Have no fear. This is an important assurance. Abhaya, it's called Abhaya. The Abhaya Pradana. All gods and goddesses, the two things is Varabhaya. Whatever you need, you will be given to you, whatever you need, not whatever you ask for, whatever you need in your life. Maybe sometimes it will be painful for us, but it is a need. Whatever you need in your life, and what you have nothing more to fear, anything in this life or beyond, be fearless. You are going to enter into life eternal. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.